Are you planning something big? You have two very big cards in there about beginnings, new beginnings. And I'm getting the sense now, maybe this Five of Cups is about something that you'll leave it behind. That's what it is. Someone could look at you and say, Capricorn, why are you so sad? Or, you know what? They probably won't. You guys will hide it, so they won't see that you're sad anyway. What am I saying, right? Forgot who I was talking to for a moment. But with that Five of Cups there, you could be like mourning the loss of something before you've lost it. Because you're planning on leaving it behind. That's what I'm kind of getting from this spread. But let me get into it properly. I'm kind of jumping ahead and just jumping on the energies. But we have the Fool here, guys. Beautiful energy. It's numbered 0 in the major arcana. So it's not the beginning, it's not the end. It's that transitional phase in the middle where you're deciding to go again. But a major new life cycle is about to begin with this. Something big. When you're going again with the Fool, this is something huge. It's not just, it may be a change of job or a change of relationship or it could be something like that, moving somewhere else. We do have this travel card coming up, journey card, but it's bigger than that because that house move or that job move, it's going to have a huge impact on your life. There's something major that you're considering at this time and there's no map. This is going into uncharted territory. The only map that you have tells you where you've been and you don't need that. You don't need that. So the Fool, he's very trusting. He's very excited, enthusiastic about this new trip that he's about to take. He's very trusting as well. Like he stands here barefoot on the edge of a cliff. He's not afraid because he knows if he falls, he'll land on his feet. He's confident and he's concerned with the experience. That's what he's concerned with. He's going forward with the experience, knowing that whatever he experiences, it'll be worth it. But it takes a leap of faith because you don't know. You don't know. There's no guarantees with this card. Now, the thing is, two things now that come up with the Seven of Swords at the heart of this reading. First of all, have a look. What's this guy doing? He's the thief in the night. I'm not calling you a thief in the night, don't worry. But he's having a look over at the new beginning and he's kind of like running off the other way. Now, interesting because this is the past or the foundation. But if he doesn't want to go in the direction of the new beginning, he wants to go that way. Why? Because this card can talk about a risk. It feels like too much of a risk because there may be an offer of something. There may be something new that you're considering, or you may just know that I need something big and new, like to change everything. I want to change everything. It does feel like a risk. But that was the first thing that came up with this. The second thing, I said there were two, right? The second thing is this can be the person who they just ghost in the middle of the night. They just disappear. Because I'm just getting a sense of loss before there's been a loss. And there's not a loss. It's not coming in of something that's lost. It's actually coming in that there's growth, there's expansion, there's wonderful new beginnings coming in. But it kind of feels like the mourning is taking place. And I kind of get it. I've actually experienced something like this. Sorry, I can't speak. I've experienced something like this in my own life. And it was like when I got ill, I got very ill. And I went through a time of mourning. And people didn't understand it because, to them I looked fine. But I started to get ill but I was leaving behind the old me. And that's when we grieve. And that is the card of grief and loss. You leave behind the old self because a new person is being born. And the new person's amazing, right? The full new adventure, new journey is about to begin. But there's still the old you that's going. That person was with you. And I know it's strange to talk about yourself in that sense. But I do think of that. We are every single person we have ever been. So we look at the past. It's important to know where we've been so we know where we're going. And it really feels like you're doing that. But some of you are just planning on escaping, with that Seven of Swords there. That's how it feels like, an escape. It's an escape plan that's being hatched. For some of you, there may be an offer and it feels too risky and you're thinking, I don't know if I want to do that. Some of you want to do it, but the situation that you're in, you're kind of planning on just leaving it behind or something. Now, with the Seven of Wands coming up as the past or foundation, remember this can be last week, last month, last year. I know why you're planning on doing this. I know why is it? Because it sounds pretty dramatic, right? I'm not planning on escaping. Everything's been great. Everything hasn't been great. Everything has been a bloody challenge for the last however long. The Seven of Wands here. You've had to stand there and defend. You've had to deal with all this shit coming at you. This is things coming at you from every angle. Not just relationship, not just work, not just family. It's everything. And you've done it. You've stood there and you have dealt with it. But how long can you do that? I mean, it's the Seven of Wands, but there's almost a Nine of Wands feeling about it. Nine of Wands, sorry, is that I kind of use the card sometimes as if everyone knows what I'm talking about. The Nine of Wands is when the person's exhausted. You know, they're not giving up on something. And it's very telling to me that a 7 came up, not a 9. The 7 came up to highlight the defensive aspect of it. That you've been defending something. You've been standing there getting the job done. You've been the warrior. And this is a warrior. He could very easily go in his house and just let them come bang on his door. He's got great big wooden doors there. He's standing outside of his house, sending people to piss off. He's dealing with it. You know, he's taking a stand. He's getting it done. But the fact that it's not a 9, and I can understand why it's not a 9, is because it's something he doesn't want to continue doing. And you did get that 7 of Pentacles at the beginning, remember? It's that sense of, yeah, I've done this. Great. You know, how long have you been doing this? I get the sense it's been a while that you've been doing this. You've just been dealing with it and dealing with it. And the thing with the 7 of Wands is that's energy coming in at us. It's coming at us. You don't get a chance to express or grow or do anything. Think about it. If any of you have ever done any kind of boxing, if someone's kind of trying to beat you back, you're going to just, you know, someone's sparring with you. I hope it wasn't someone really trying to box the shit out of you. But, you know, if you've got you're going to defend yourself, right? You'd have your fists up in front of your face, like trying to stop the blows from hitting you. And that's what this is. That's what it feels like. But you don't want that. You want to expand. You want to explore. You want to go and see other things now. I think you're tired of just dealing with what that shit is that's been coming at you. And so we have the 5 of Cups in the present. So the 3 Cups that have fallen, I kind of get the sense that I've read, it was you, and I think Libra have gotten a similar messages like this before. The 3 Cups here, that's the 3 of Cups for me. They're the ones that have been lost. Now that could be support, right? The 3 of Cups in the tarot is our network of support, the people that we love and support and that love and support us. But they're not here, they're gone. So have you not gotten the support that you want? Have people let you down? This is very solo energy. This is someone who wants to go out on their own. Not saying you don't want to be in a relationship, because we do have the 2 of Cups here. 2 Cups, 2 of Cups. There is support there for you, but you just don't feel it at this time because you're looking at this. Something has been lost. It's not in your head. It's been lost. Now, it may be because we do have the 7 of Wands here. Is it something that you were defending? You fought really hard for it, but something you still lost something. You didn't lose it all. Some of you may have still lost something, even though you fought hard for it. For others of you, I get that sense that this, before you kind of head off out on this, I just get this sense of mourning something before it's happened. And I don't mean, I kind of get the sense with the 7 of Swords, this is someone leaving. And they know they're leaving, but no one else knows they're leaving. So, you know, or, you know, something's changing. It doesn't have to be a physical leaving of a situation or, you know, a relationship or what. I'm not getting breakups or anything coming up here. I'm getting someone who's looking at what's missing in the situation. Very aware of it, acutely aware. And so much so that they're considering this whole major news. They need it to change. This is what's coming up. I think you're sick to death of being braced for impact. You're sick to death of being braced for impact. And that's why you're so willing to take that leap of faith and maybe even sneak off, like just not deal with anything and just say, I'm out. I'm going to just take what I can carry, and I'm out of this. Now, where does this lead? You know, because the 5 of Cups, yes, honor it. And, you know, sometimes it can take longer than a week. So just know that. I always say tarot timings are very strange. We go with the energy as long as it takes us to go through that energy. So give yourself the time to go for this. Always honor those emotions, right? Nothing wrong with the 5 of Cups. I know everyone always says, well, not everyone, but, you know, there's a sense of get up, you know, turn around. All's not lost. That's still there. But when you're ready for it, right? when you're ready for it. There's nothing wrong with mourning what's lost. I think the downside comes when we get stuck here. When all we can see is what's lost. When we think that's it, I'm just stuck here mourning what's lost forever. Then that becomes a problem. That's when we need help from other people. But, if it's just acknowledging it before you kind of move on, then, there's nothing wrong with that. Take as long as you need. Because where you move on from this is the Empress. The Empress is abundance. For some of you, this can represent, a woman like this in your life, a mother figure, maybe, someone who's very caring, very nurturing, very loving energy. But this is about growth. This is about abundance. There's so much coming through with your reading, Capricorn. I'm going to say this as well for you. Some of you have just felt like you're in this alone, like you've just been standing there defending. And it feels like some of you want a home. And I don't mean as in four walls, that's not what I mean by a home. Have you ever been with someone and they feel like home to you? That's what is coming up here. It's that sense of home, because a home isn't just the furnishings or the building, right? It's the people in it, family, the people that love us, because there's a loss here of some kind of support. So I'm getting that sense. And that's why it doesn't feel like, this person, you might think, how dare you just sneak off? Because he doesn't even feel like he's leaving anything behind. That's the problem, because he wants that. The security of home is what he wants, but he doesn't feel like he's leaving that behind when he goes away. But the Empress is great abundance. It could be when people find you attractive as well. And attractive doesn't just mean physically. It's when we can attract whatever we want to ourselves. She talks about growth, abundance, parenthood even. I see her as the wife, domesticity, just that kind of mother nature kind of growth and rebirth and all of those wonderful things, new beginnings. How do you get to that, right? Because that's the future energy. Nothing just happens. Well, first of all, we know about the Five of Cups. It's about mourning the loss of what's been lost. And this could be a regret. This could be a missed opportunity. It doesn't have to be an actual loss. A lot of times that people forget with the Five of Cups, we could be mourning the loss of a missed opportunity, that we had the opportunity to have a new beginning in the past and we didn't do it. Why didn't you do it? Because you were too busy doing this. You were dealing with shit. It wasn't your fault. You had to deal with this. But now that opportunity's come back again. And you're not going to let it go this time because you're ready for it with the Empress coming out. But the other way to the Empress, like both of these cards lead to the future, right? So this is the advice. The advice is to move on. You're moving on from something. You're moving away from something. Whichever way you cut it, you are done with some situation. Whether it's a loss, missed opportunity, whether it's you just having to be the one that stands outside the house guarding it while everyone else sleeps safely. I get that kind of coming in as well. Not literally, hopefully. But the Six of Swords, it can be a journey, but it's an internal journey or a literal one where you might be traveling overseas. You might be going on vacation, moving house. I can see it as that as well. But it's moving on after a difficult period. And it is, that's difficult. There is some difficulty here that's been experienced, I'd say. The other thing with the Six of Swords is it's whatever you've learned from that, you take it with you. Yeah, see, there we go. Some of you are actually thinking of traveling or taking a vacation or maybe just spending some time alone. This is a new adventure. And I always say the Knight of Wands, he's very similar to me as the Fool. Very similar because both of them are in it for the experience. The Knight of Wands, if he doesn't enjoy it, he won't do it. And it's kind of, if this is you, Capricorn, people are not going to recognize you. Because Capricorn's always the reliable one, the one that's going to get the job done, right? And this is about, yeah, but now you're getting, I'm not saying you're leaving your work, I'm not saying you're not doing any of that, but it's about having fun as well, about enjoying what you do. And everyone has a different idea of fun. I can work a full day and people think, oh God, you worked. And I was like, I love my job, so it was fun for me. But it's that kind of energy. And I love the Knight of Wands. I think he gets a bad reputation and I think it's an amazing energy. I think if more of us harness this guy's energy, we'd be a lot happier. I know he gets seen as the booty call card and the guy that, the one night stand and all of that stuff. But I'm not seeing it, and not if it leads to the Empress. He's the adventurer. He's the explorer. He will go and experience new things. And that's what I'm getting here. I think you're so done with where you've been or what's been going on that there's some drastic change coming in. I'm not saying this is the week where you actually do it, but this might be the week where you figure out, yeah, this is where I'm going. Because remember, the Fool it's that It's that transitional phase. It's the kind of interim where you're planning your move. And there's not much to plan. It's where we decide, yes, I'm going to do this. This might involve some planning, picking a destination, or even trying something completely new in your life, going in a new direction. But what it leads to is expansion. It leads to growth. Pretty exciting reading. I know it doesn't look it, and you've got some very difficult energies here. I get it. The other thing is with this Seven of Swords energy, that's the thing to look at. But if it's secrets, I mean, I don't usually focus too much on that, because when the Seven of Swords shows up, if there are secrets, they come out. Maybe you're ready to reveal something now that you haven't been. The heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. And it feels like it. Absolutely feels like it. And that's this, right? Something is going on. But I think it's with you guys. And not to be all kind of like stereotyping Capricorn and stuff, but you guys can be kind of secretive. Now, the reason I also think it's you, even if you weren't Capricorns, if this was, I don't know, whoever's reading, it's because why would it come up at the heart of your reading? Because that's your focus is on that. Now, if you believe someone's been keeping secrets from you, which I don't really see that anywhere else, but if that's your message, it might be for someone. If I've thought of it, I always think if I think of it, then it has to be for someone. If you think someone, it's where it comes out. It comes out. It will come out. Whatever you do, you're headed in whether it's with that person or not. I'm not, like I said, there's no breakups here. There's no one leaving a job. There's no one leaving that. You're leaving the way things have been. And I feel, and because I remembered, whatever I remember and how the messages get explained to me is, I remember things from my own life. And the fact that I remembered when I was mourning the loss of me, I feel like it's the rebirth of a new you, especially with that Knight of Wands coming up. Because you guys are more Queen of Pentacles than Knight of Wands. The reliable one, the one that takes care of everyone. This is more like, no, I want to have some fun. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I want to try something new. And it's kind of amazing because by doing that, you actually get more growth and abundance than if you just kind of stayed stuck doing whatever it was that you were doing. Now, of course, this could be that somebody else comes in, because with the Six of Swords, it's the journey card, yes, and it's your advice. Somebody could be traveling to you. Maybe you're in a long distance relationship and this is a fire energy, right? Someone who's very passionate, very creative. So we have building blocks. And this is about, yes, it's about building something, right? And I always say this about the Ace of Pentacles. Building something new, one brick at a time. It's slow. This is slow energy. Knight of Wands is pretty fast energy, right? But I'm not getting the fact. I'm getting more that this is about enjoying it. Doing something that you enjoy rather than this. He expresses his energy, right? He's creative, he's passionate, but even though this is Wands, I don't feel like you've had the opportunity to express too much because you've been too busy dealing with what's been coming in. Now you're building something. Very Empress energy, actually. Building something new, growth, abundance. That's what you're focused on. But I think it's going to be in a different way or in a different area. It's not kind of old school, whatever you were doing, whatever old school represents for you. It's not that. It's not that. I feel completely different now in 6 months. My life is amazing. Within 6 months, it went from being pretty crappy to pretty amazing, but not a single thing changed in my environment. I changed. In fact, I became the Knight of Wands, so so I understand. I kind of can fully understand what happened here, or what is happening here, rather. Let's see what we have. It says, dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. Feel the way you want to feel and find peace and security, but you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. It's like taking a leap of faith, right? It's easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open up and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Loving you so, so much. And yeah, I'd hug this person. Whenever I see the person in the Five of Cups, I'd always give him a hug. And to me, I've said this before, I haven't said it for a while though, the Empress is a hug to me. Like, she feels like that kind of hug. And we all need that hug sometimes, right? That kind of motherly, caring, nurturing, I've got you hug. And there are people that can represent that for us in our lives as well. I love it. It's interesting to know what's happening with you guys. I guess I'll find out afterwards, since you guys aren't ready to reveal your secrets just yet. you know, before you actually do it. But it's whatever this is, it's a major new phase or beginning in your life, Capricorn.